Hi guys, so in this video we're going to have a look at how to hatch foundations using CAD. This little square over here, you'll see with these lines running diagonally is your hatch command. Alternatively, obviously you can type in hatch, but I like to use this because it obviously brings up a nice drop-down menu, and we can select from there as to the type of hatching we want. So quickly, I'm going to just start with the walls because we know that the walls are going to be common brick walls. So let's go into hatch, and you'll find this ANS 132 is suitable for our common brick. And you'll know that the wall has to be common brick. Now, some of you might find this is the issue. You might actually start hatching and you find, for example, let me see if I can try and demonstrate it. You end up with this effect where if you're working with a white background, you just have this clumped up together black sort of diagonal lines all over the place. If you're working obviously with a dark background, it's going to look like a holiday. It's like white lines that are all clumped together. And it just means that the scale of your hatching is incorrect. And you can change that for all types of hatching. So look, I'm going to click on both. I'm going to go move up to here, which is you'll see how it's a hatch pattern scale. And I'm going to change it back to what I had it. And that's 15. You should be normally set to 1. So there's my walls complete. Right, the next thing I want to do, let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Let's get some concrete foundations going. So I'm going to go to hatch. I'm going to go down until I find concrete. And you know what concrete looks like? It's got that kind of blend between stone and, there's concrete there, stone and just a little concrete sand. So we're going to do that. I've picked an internal point there and I've picked an internal point there. And what you'll find now is that there's almost like no detail. You've got to really zoom in. So what we're going to go do again is play around with our scale. So I'm going to type in 5, see what happens. I'm going to type in 1. Notice as I go to 1, I scale down and I get the perfect concrete hatch. Now, the next thing to match in concrete is my concrete surface bed, which is this over here. All right, so the concrete surface bed, while I'm on that hatching, I'm just going to continue with the same, using the same hatch. Sorry, so I'm going to click on this concrete and I'm going to do it to my concrete surface bed. Obviously, if you want it closer, for example, you can do 0.5 if you want to. And you can make it smaller. It's not picking it up at the moment. Let's try. Okay, well, you can do that if you go and do it more manually on properties. But there we go. So visible is my concrete in my foundations as well as my concrete surface bed. Here's our natural ground. It's earth. So we're going to go to, find the earth fill which we need, and if we go look at our books, our earth is just like patchy sort of 45-degree hatching alternating. So we're going to go find that command, and it should actually say earth. So let's actually just scroll down slowly and we'll find earth. There we go. There's your earth. Now you'll notice that that's hatched at 90. So let's go pop it in there. Also, again, what you'll notice, it is very close together, like I mentioned earlier. So let's open it up, see if we can make a difference. Perfect. I typed in 20, it's given us a nice spacing. And what I'm going to do to this is obviously change the angle. So far it is at 0. If we punch in 90, what do we get? Okay, so we just shifted the other way. So let's go to 45. There we go. We move it to 45 and it gives us the correct angle of hatching that we need to represent natural ground or earth. Okay, so there's 2 more portions of this we need to do. We need to do our hardcore fill. So if we go look at our hardcore fill, we've got this triangular effect in hatching. Now the name for this is not easily recognizable, so let's go and have a look for it. I can't remember whereabouts it is, but once you see it on this video, you'll remember it. It's not the net, so let's go back up. It looks slightly different, so you can get slightly fooled if you're not careful. There we go, we want ANS. So we're going to put that into our hardcore fill. Now what we want to do is now go back to 0, enter. Now you'll notice that it's got this like 45-degree line thing going on here, which we want to change, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase the size until it fits perfectly as triangles next to one another. Keep going until you get that effect you want. There we go. Now you'll have a look. We've got those perfect triangles represented for our hardcore fill. Last thing to do is our screed flooring. Now, screed flooring is if I'm right in saying this, it should represent as a sand. The screed flooring, that's concrete. What we want is this sand. If you can find something else that could represent screed, go for it. But I'll find it on CAD, according to the requirements we need for caps. It will then definitely be sand. So we take this, and we obviously can't detect a boundary for some reason here. So let's use it on this side. There we go. So it's in there. Let's just, sorry, I'll have to go close that up. But let's just use here. So we've got, sorry, let me do that one more time. Sand, let's get it in here. There's the internal point. Now again, you can't see it. So we're going to scale down until such time as you can see the sand. So let's go down to 1, and you'll see it starts to take shape. So let's do it again, 0.5. 0 obviously is not what we want. Let's go 0.5. Okay, so I think what's happened here is my units of measurement are not allowing me to change it. So I want to be able to go point something. So I go to type in units, and I change my precision to point something, 0.0. So let's do that again. That's obviously why I couldn't do it earlier. So if I click here, there we go. I can do 0.5. There we go. I think, oh, hold on, I want a little bit more. 0.3, sorry, 0.3. There we go. That to me is perfect for screed flooring. Now, I don't know why. Let's figure out why it didn't work here. There we go. It's working. So again, I'm going to go into there and put 0.3. There we go. So now I have a fully hatched foundation. I've got my screed flooring, either side of the internal wall here. I've got my concrete surface bed. I've got my hardcore fill. I've got my wall below, in this case, below the concrete surface bed, attached to the foundation. And I've got my natural ground or my earth with my concrete foundation. So I hope this video has helped you guys. You're more than welcome to query anything I've just done. Just drop me a message in the video description or on Teams.